I don't see us live. Good morning. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfand. Welcome to the show. What a great day we have lined up here. Got a great guest in studio, Brian Lee, Metro Home Improvement. You've seen him here many, many times. He's here again today as a co-host, and we're going to be talking about the home show that's this weekend, Macomb Spring Home Show. It's today and tomorrow. Brian is in there. He's got a booth there, and if you're thinking of getting out of the house today, this is where you want to go. You want to go to the home show because it's great to generate ideas. It's great to spark the old noggin to, get that home improvement spirit going. And so with all due respect, my friends, and let's get right into things. We have a lot to discuss today. So let's talk with Brian Lee, Metro Home Improvement. What's up, brother?
Oh, not too much. How about yourself?
We're grinding it out. We have such big advantage here at Hired Done.
I know.
That we're just trying to do our best. So, Brian, let me hear about the home show really quick. Tell me what you got going on there and what people should be looking for.
Yeah, we look forward to this one. We do two really big ones. We do this one, and we do the one in a couple of weeks that's going to be at the soccer arena over in Auburn Hills, Pontiac area there. But this one in particular, we've got a big display set up. I've got some holographic advertising signs that we put up. We just got those. Those are brand new. We've got a table. We got a booth. We've got, we got some giveaways this weekend as well. So
where's the show at?
It's at the Macomb Community College, and it would be the center campus, I believe it is. It's on Hall Road. M59 Hall Road and Garfield. It's in the Lorenzo building, I think it's called. They moved us out because we used to be inside the gymnasium, but the gymnasium's undergoing a complete transformation. So we're now at the Lorenzo Center.
All right, well, that's cool. And so if someone's thinking about doing a kitchen, a bath, room addition, garage, any kind of home improvement, that's a great place to go to get started.
Absolutely, yeah. Not only just me, there's other vendors in there as well, but we prefer you come see us. We can handle all that.
Let me ask you this. Home shows, people are thinking about doing some remodeling, renovation this year. What is your opinion, being in the business over 30 plus years? What do you think the popular home improvements are going to be this year?
I'm seeing a lot of room additions, add-ons, because interest rates still haven't trended downward. Home sales are kind of stagnated right now from what I'm hearing back and forth in the industry. So I'm seeing a lot of room additions. People are staying put. I'm doing a lot of basement remodels. People want to take the space and transform it into their own. We're doing a lot of theater rooms. We're doing a lot of sports pubs. We're doing a lot of family room gathering, kitchens in the basement, bathrooms. I'm seeing a lot of kitchens. And I'm seeing a lot of bathrooms. I mean, it's pretty much the mainstay as, the last 4 or 5 years it's been, we're getting some upticks. We've got calls coming in for some exterior renovations as well, windows and siding. And there's always roofing. Roofing goes on 12 months out of the year, but we're seeing some upticks in siding and windows as well.
Well, that's good to know. So, Brian, let's go through the process. Homeowners finding contractors, it creates anxiety. They're always worried they're going to get taken advantage of. They're always worried they're going to get ripped off. Everybody knows a contractor or homeowner. Anybody out there listening knows somebody who got hurt by a contractor.
Correct.
So, one apple spoils the bunch type of situation. Let's give some advice to homeowners today. If you're thinking of renovating, you go to a home show and you meet a nice guy, a nice booth, and then you invite him to your home. What kind of precautions or what kind of preparations should a homeowner have when they're inviting a contractor into their home? And, what differentiates you from that?
Do a little homework on them. First and foremost, go to the Better Business Bureau. Make sure that they're on the BBB website or they're part of the Better Business Bureau. A lot of people say, it doesn't mean anything. Well, it kind of does, right? It's an accreditation, and it kind of shows that you're a professional and that you are holding yourself to a higher standard and a code of ethics. Okay. Next, make sure they're licensed.
Sure.
If you want somebody in your home, working on your home, make sure that they have a license and that they know what they're doing. The biggest one, make sure that they have insurance. Insurance is really key. I mean,
Let's talk about insurance. Why do they have to be insured? what would happen? Give me an example of why, if a contractor has insurance or doesn't have insurance, how it helps a homeowner.
Okay, let's say, for instance, you're doing some electrical work and they accidentally start the kitchen on fire, right?
Okay.
Fire department's got to come, they got to put it out. And here you are. They've already paid for a kitchen remodel. And on top of it, now they've got to have remediation due to the
Electrical
fact that
fire,
they started
smoke
a fire.
damage. Right.
So who's paying for it?
Well, I have homeowners insurance.
Yeah, but the homeowner doesn't cover if the contractor's not insured and he's not licensed.
Okay, so then
you're going to have a fight on your hands. Like, why did you have an unlicensed, uninsured contractor doing work on your home?
Okay, so then if he's licensed and insured, keyword insured, if the fire happens, then the insurance company, his insurance pays for it.
His insurance would pay for it because it was a mistake made on his part.
Okay, I get it. All right, well, that's what people need to know.
I mean, knock on wood, we've never had to use ours, thankfully.
Right.
But there are instances I've heard of houses starting on fire. I've heard of flooding houses out. I mean, what if that contractor, one of his workers, falls and gets hurt or gets injured to the point that they require hospitalization?
Okay, then you're getting sued.
Correct.
Yeah. Listen, we live in a litigious society. What we want to do here at Higher Done, and then you as well, we want to prevent litigation. We want to prevent conflict. We want to prevent headaches. So the way to do that is to start off the gates, right out of the gates, with professional, licensed, insured contractors who have experience.
Correct.
That combination is not easily found.
No, because our generation, we're the same age. So our generation, we did things dotting the I's and crossing the T's. We are the old school generation. We learned from our fathers, and our fathers learned from our grandfathers, and so on and so forth. And in being in this business, this is year 42 for me. I've seen so much go on. The new group that's coming in, you got what I call the cowboys. I don't need to be a license. I'll just go and I'll install fences and decks, and I'll go do this and I'll go do that. And
what about the people who think licensing is like old and it's archaic and it's not up to modern times? What do you do with someone like that who claims that they don't need a license, or oh well?
There's a 3-letter word. It starts with R, it ends with N, and U is in the middle. What that U stands for is you're the one that's going to get hurt. It's run.
Run. Don't use that person.
Do not use the person.
Even
if they don't have a license,
low prices.
Listen, this is what I tell everybody. Saving a few nickels up front is going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars at the end.
Correct. All right. Well, that's what I'm saying. I just wasn't sure. And that's why, you never know. All right. Well, that's a good thing. So we're talking with Brian Lee, Metro Home Improvement. He's been a contractor over 40 years out of Metro Detroit. He's got a home show today. I urge people to go out there. In fact, I'm going to be making an appearance there after 10 o'clock this morning. So if you want to meet me, I'll be at Brian's booth between 10 and 11. So, we can all answer all your home improvement questions, and we'll be able to take care of that for you. But if you're thinking of home improvement, it makes sense to go there. Bring your questions, bring your ideas. Brian will be there. His team will be there. They'll be able to answer all your questions. And by the way, if you have a question this morning for us in studio, the studio number is 248-927-1985. It's text only. We have the text line going, and we'd love to hear from you this morning. So, and it's also, don't forget, Shout Out Saturday and Salt Sale Saturday. So if you have something going on, we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to get anything you need done around your house. So text us 248-927-1985. We got Brian Lee in studio. So Brian, how long have you been doing home improvement?
This year is 42 years.
Okay. What do you in the 42 years, and I don't mean to put you on the spot or anything, but in your 42 years of doing this, what's the impacted you the most over the last 40 years? Or what is your biggest memory or biggest change you've seen in the industry for the last 42 years?
Materials have changed dramatically. Certifications and warranties have come to the forefront. And I think with the technology that has come to the forefront as well, that's been a huge dynamic and a huge change in our industry. There are things that you see and you think that that's true, and it's AI generated, and you go with that, and it can't be done. But it's still, at the end of the day, you got to have a pencil and you got to have a piece of paper, and you got to be able to to design it, and you have to be able to follow through and do that project. And changes, while they're good, some are great. I'm not going to lie to you. Some are great and some are horrible.
Yeah. Okay. Is there one that you think is the most impactful? Like what about technology today? What are contractors using for technology? Because they're like the slowest to adopt technology.
I don't know. I don't know what every contractor uses, but I know a lot of them are using CRMs now.
Mhm.
So if you have a CRM, it's a program that helps to sort, categorize, file, track, and do all those items for a contractor. And a lot of them are now just starting to incorporate that.
It's only as good as the person using it.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Make a horse of water, you can't make a
exactly. I mean, you can have a team of people, train them all, and it's like the old game Whisper Down the Lane. I say the horse is black and you can ride on its back, and by the time you get to the seventh person, it'll be there's 2 squirrels and a cricket out back. I mean, they never get everything completely correct, right? So, the person that's operating it and that's doing it day in and day out and knows the program, they're the best. Okay. And then if it trickles downward, there's lost.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. I'm going to pretend I'm a homeowner. You're going to be the contractor. And I want to make sure that I'm basically thinking of getting a contractor, but I want to make sure that I'm not going to get ripped off. Obviously, you reduce your risk when you go to like a Hire It Done website and you get companies like you, because I do the pre-screening and things like that. But for the average homeowners out there listening and they don't have Hire It Done, or they don't, they get on the Valpak or they see someone like that. What I want to ask is, what are some of the questions that you like to be asked to give homeowners comfort that the project's going to go smoothly?
Well, what I'd like homeowners to ask me personally is, have you ever done a project that's similar or is identical to what we're looking to have done? Okay. That way,
so let's use that as an example. I need a room addition, or you know what? We're gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna do a kitchen remodel. But before we get into that, we're gonna have to take a quick break. But I want to set the stage for that. I'm gonna play homeowner. You're gonna play contractor. Well, you are a contractor, actually.
Right.
We're going to role play.
I play it every day, Adam, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
So when we come back, I'm gonna be the homeowner, and we're gonna role play.
Okay.
For everyone out there listening, this is a good lesson for everyone. So keep it locked in here. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done on 101 WRIF. Everything that rocks.
Today, it brings me great pleasure to be able to bring to you a project that we just wrapped up in Macomb Township. What a beautiful transformation that this basement came out to look like. If you would have seen the before photos to what we look like now, you will not believe it. Right behind me, we've got a video entertainment center unit that we put together with a very large 86-inch television. It just gives you the home feeling, and it screams home. When you're down here, we got a nice, beautiful sofa, a nice area rug. As you can see, it's set up for Christmas. They're gonna be able to have their friends and family, and they're so excited to be able to bring everyone here and show them this beautiful basement. Like I said before, our basement transformations are second to none. We do all kinds of crazy transformations in a basement. We do golf simulators, we do arcades, we do bars, we do theater rooms, we do wine cellars, and then we do basement transformations like this, where it's just part of the family. It's the home unit. You go downstairs, you got a nice relaxing space to watch TV, hang out with friends and family, and just enjoy the space without going upstairs and wrecking your beautiful home up there and having to clean it all up. Well, the basement's down here and everything can be self-contained here and everyone can enjoy themselves. So take a moment with us. We're gonna take you on a little tour and show you everything that we did to get this basement up looking the way it does. Now we're in this beautiful kitchen that we designed downstairs. So when you have family over, you don't have to congregate upstairs and dirty your main kitchen. You could come downstairs and you could have a larger group of folks. So if you have a large family and you don't have a dining room, like most homes don't have these traditional dining rooms any longer, well, now we've created a dining experience downstairs. Here, we've got a nice workstation. So if the kids want to come downstairs and they want to do their homework, they'll be able to slide a chair up underneath here, bring their laptops, and they'll be able to do their homework. One of the things that I preach at Metro is how we do things. And we use a method that I developed years ago, and it's called the 3 Fs. And that's the fit, the form, and the functionality of a project. As you can see, the fit is beyond perfect, right? The form, well, this form is beautiful. It flows very nice. You have a lot of room behind the countertops. You're able to walk around. And then the functionality. What's the functionality of this? I've got a beautiful island right in the middle where you're going to be able to put seats around it. People can be in the conversation while you're cooking. I have a dining room adjacent to that as well. And then we also have a sitting area. Here we are in the space which defines the island and the kitchen. And as you'll notice, we use all of our own custom cabinetry that we put in on the job. The nice thing about our cabinetry is that it is a Blue Motion or Blue Motion drawer where it closes and it's self-closing. And then the drawers are also here. We've got a built-in trash receptacle. So when you're down here, you don't have to have a trash can out, self-closing. As you see the kitchen, the way it's laid out down here, we've got a place for the stove. We're waiting for the appliances to be delivered. So the stove will go here. We've got this nice, beautiful tile backsplash here. And then we've got the dishwasher adjacent to the side of the kitchen sink. So you can do your dishes, wash them off and put them in here. This has all the same features that you would have upstairs, downstairs. And that right there is just amazing. I mean, to be able to have folks over and then do the dishes and not have to carry the stuff back upstairs. So essentially, you got a home underneath a home for all intent and purposes. The only thing we don't have down here is a bedroom, I'm sorry. But we did create a dynamite bathroom that we're going to take you on. We build in our refrigerators. This refrigerator is built in.
Welcome back. This is Higher Done. My name's Adam Helfman. In studio, Brian Lee, Metro Home Improvement. Brian, how long have you been around?
42 years.
So you've been doing this for 42 years. It's a long time.
Yeah, I never flipped burgers, changed oil, wasn't a greeter at Walmart. I got into this business
and never looked back.
I did flip pizzas though.
Yes.
Yeah.
I worked at Burger King when I was 16.
You know what? Hard work is very it is very noble.
You know my Burger King story?
Yeah, you told me about your Burger King story.
I made a Whopper look like the picture.
Yeah.
That's how good I was. Everyone thought my dad owned the place. It's okay. I wish I did. Burger King wanted me to be a Burger King owner. I blew it out.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's talk about homeowners. I'm the homeowner. You're the contractor.
Sure.
You're in my house. We're going to role play for a minute.
All right.
So, Mr. Lee, thanks for coming to my house tonight. You know, we're thinking about putting a kitchen in. We just recently were at our friend's house. They had a dinner party. They had a brand new kitchen. They did quartz. I love it. Stainless steel appliances. I'd like to do my kitchen. You know, tell me what, you think you can do for me.
Well, what would you like to see out of your kitchen? Basing what you just said on your friend's kitchen, is it of comparable size? Is it of comparable shape? Do you want to brighten up the space, lighten up the space? You want to go with darker cabinetry? Do you want warmer tones, cooler tones? What are you looking to achieve out of a new kitchen remodel?
Great question. So basically my kitchen's old, obviously as you can tell, but I like the fact that when I went to their house, they had a bright new open kitchen. They had a dining room wall that they took out and they got rid of the dining room and they made it an expanded breakfast nook / kitchen. Yeah. And when they entertained, and there was 12 people at this dinner party, everybody was gravitating around the kitchen. And they had the big island, and on the island there was hors d'oeuvres, and it just had a good flow. So, and it was bright. It was a lot of light. The cabinets were very bright. The countertops were very white, and it was just inviting. So what I want to do is something similar. However, that my friends, they have kids in college. I have young kids in my house. I still cook a couple times a week. So I need a functional kitchen, but at the same time, I need to make sure that I can use it for my own personal needs as well.
Absolutely. So you know that the kitchen is the epicenter of the home, and we refer to it as the heart. So if the kitchen is the heart of the home, then the dining room would be the lungs where the breath of fresh air comes in, and that's where you take in the oxygen. So by opening up the kitchen and creating the space that you're talking about, what you're doing is you're making the heart expand and the lungs expand, and now you're going to have this beautiful open area where everybody's going to congregate. And it's not only your family, it's during holiday time, and it's it could be parties, it could be the kids have their friends over, and the families come over with them, and you guys host a dinner, or you guys host a little get together, right? So with that being said, we can pull walls out and we can put headers in to support the loads, and we can actually create a bigger space. What we need to do, though, and I tell every homeowner this, is people don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. So for us to do the project correctly from start to finish, what we need to do is we need to develop a plan. And then from that plan, then we need to develop a budget.
Okay.
And that budget is going to be determined on what you folks want to see out of the space, what you want to put in it. Cabinetry's cabinetry, meaning, we've got good, better, best. Countertops, you can go low, you can go mid, you can go high, then you can go super luxurious, right?
Well, let me ask you a question about that, because cabinet prices seem all over the board. You go to IKEA, you go to Home Depot, big box store, and they have pretty looking cabinets, and they're not that expensive. And then you go to like these specialty boutique / bougie kitchen showrooms, and the cabinets look the same on the door, but they're 4, 5, 10 times the price. In my opinion, my plates, my pots and pans, they don't care what kind of wood they're sitting on. I want a kitchen that's installed properly with a beautiful door and a piece of hardware that's just elegant. Can I do that on a budget?
You can do it on a budget, but let's extrapolate on this a little bit further, okay? So we're looking at 2 vehicles, right? We're looking at 2 trucks.
Sure.
And you've got a base model truck, and then you've got that same truck, looks identical from the outside, and it has all the bells and whistles in it, right?
Correct.
And there are 2 different prices. You open up the door of the base model truck, and you've got to hand crank the windows. You don't have any power steering, any cruise control. You don't have adaptive steering, right? So you have none of the frills. Then you open up the door of the other one, and you're immediately drawn to it because, hey, I could touch the radio from the steering wheel. I've got heated steering wheel. I've got heated seats. I've got power this. I've got power that, right?
Okay.
So let me ask you a question, Adam. Would you be more drawn to the one with the crank down windows?
No.
Or would you be more drawn to the one that had all the bells and whistles?
Always to the bells and whistles.
Okay. So here's what we need to do. We need to find out how we can get the one with all the bells and whistles to fit within your budget parameters.
Okay, so how important for a homeowner, and again, this is me asking you as the professional, when you meet with me on the first date, okay, at my house, do I need to have an idea of what I'm going to spend with you, or am I allowed to ask you?
You're allowed to ask me anything you want, right?
Yeah.
We're going to establish a budget with you that night, and we're going to go from there. So I've said this before, and I'm going to reiterate it again. If you are a contractor or a good contractor and you know your business,
sure,
and you know your craft, you should know your pricing. There's no reason you should have to contemplate, to consider, to evaluate, and then have to get back with people.
Okay.
Okay. The only reason you have to get back with people is if they pick a specific tile that you don't know what the price is. But we give allowances and we give budgets, and that's all factored into our price matrix. So when you're there the first evening, you should be able to come up with a price
Okay.
and a budget established that would let your homeowner know here's where you're going to be. Right.
Okay.
So they don't need to know, you know what? I chose a handle. It was $9.47. I chose a light fixture from Harold's. That one was $3,227 plus tax. They don't need to know that. What they need to know is, what do you want the space to look like? And what colors are you thinking you'd like to go with? And then what design would you like to have? And from that point, I can figure everything else out.
Okay, so when I know that I'm having you come to my house and you're going to measure and we're going to interview you for kitchen remodeling and stuff, do you have me do any homework before you come? Like, should I go on Pinterest? Should I go on House and all that?
I tell everybody, stay away from that stuff. It's crazy, right?
Right.
I'm going to take
information overload.
I'm going to take one of your favorite sayings.
Yeah.
Analysis paralysis.
Correct.
They overanalyze things, and then they try to, if I move this cabinet 13 degrees to the right, then I won't have to have this filler. Stop. You don't need that, right?
Yeah.
We designed this to fit you. What you see on Pinterest, it won't fit your space. It'll give you an idea, maybe color, right? Maybe design element, but for all intents and purposes, that's not going to be workable. What I tell people is, look around your kitchen, look at the walls, right? And then imagine, I like my fridge here. I think I want to put a pantry there. I'd love to have a Lazy Susan. Imagine those items. And then here's the cheapest thing you can do. Get a pad of paper.
Yep.
Get a pen and write down
everything you
when
want.
he comes out. Oh, I get people. It's my favorite. I love it.
The more prepared a homeowner is, the better you are. Okay.
Documentation.
But I like that. So what is the theory on kitchen design? You've done a ton of kitchens. What is the theory on kitchen design when they call about a kitchen triangle? You used to hear that when we were back in the day selling kitchens.
Correct.
I don't hear that anymore. There's multiple kitchen triangles, but the kitchen has evolved. It's not just a place to eat. It's a place to congregate. It's a place to do homework. It's a place to do business. It's a place to do a lot of things. Is a kitchen triangle the right thing today?
I'm going to tell you flat out, a kitchen triangle is the old way. It's the old archaic way of designing a kitchen.
Correct.
What people are into now are large islands and waterfall edges and matched bookends on the sides and wrapping the side, putting posts in and putting seating underneath it, and double ovens or a warming drawer. That kitchen triangle stuff is went by the wayside.
I gotcha. 248-927-1985. That's the text line. You got a question about kitchen design or any kind of home improvement question this morning? We've got Brian Lee, 40 plus year veteran in the home renovation business. We're talking kitchens. We're talking about how to prepare for the interview when you bring a contractor to your house about a kitchen. And we've been talking about design right now. So Brian, let's transition now. Okay. So I'm convinced you're the right guy. I'm convinced you know what you're doing. Let's talk about the job. All right, Mr. Lee, we want to go ahead with you, but we need to make sure that the timing is correct. Here we are, late winter in mid-February. I need my kitchen done by Easter. Am I, it's 60 days from now. Is it possible? You'll have to make decisions fast, or is it unrealistic knowing that I'm cutting it close?
You're cutting it very close. And the reason I'm going to tell you that is because with inspections, I don't control the city and I don't control when the inspector is going to come. Then if they come out there and they say, we don't like the height of that outlet, that needs to be changed, so we're not going to approve you today. Please change that outlet height and then call back for a reinspection, right? So those items slow the project down.
Right.
Then there's the ordering and scheduling, right? So I have to order the cabinets.
Yep.
Being that we have a distributor ship for cabinetry,
yep.
I generally can get cabinets within 7 to 10 days delivered doorstep, right?
Gotcha.
But I want to order everything and I want to have it. So when we start the tear out, I go, All right, you're torn out. You're good to go. You're swept up. You're cleaned up. Now we got to wait for the cabinets.
Okay.
What are you guys going to do? Where are you going to cook? What are you going to do? You going to put a card table in the middle of the kitchen and hope and pray I show up?
Right. That's the whole point. You're the pro. I'm waiting on you.
So what we like to do is we like to put together a timeline on our own. We tell them, hey, here's today. Today is February 1st, right?
Mm-hmm.
By late April, mid-May, we should be completed 100%.
Right.
So I've got to have an electrician. I got to have a plumber. I got to have a tear-out crew, a demo tear-out crew. I got to have the flooring contractor come in, my flooring guy. I've got to have the plumbing, the rough-in plumbing done. I got to have rough-in electric done. I got to have, maybe I got to move a vent, HVAC. We got to pull it through a toe kick or something.
Sure.
Then we got to cover it up. We got to have inspections. We got to cover it up. Then we got to have the drywaller come in and do mud, tape, sand. Then I got to primer it all. Then we're going to put it all. We're going to install it all. Then I got to have the countertops measured. And then from that point, after we measure for tops, they've got to be fabricated. And then I've got to have the painter come in and do the paint. We put the tops on. Then I got to put the backsplash on. There is a lot that goes into a kitchen.
Sure.
But we've got it down to a science where it goes bang, 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 bang. We line it right up.
Okay, it makes sense. So when there's a problem or a cabinet comes in wrong, that delays everything, right? So what do you do in a situation like that? You just cut the homeowner?
Keep rolling because we know the sizes of the cabinets, so we keep rolling and we wait for the cabinet. When the cabinet comes, what we do is we slide it into the opening, right?
So you can take a base cabinet and put countertops on and then put it back in.
Yeah,
you can do that. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because what happens is I pull the drawer and I pull the door off of it, and I install what we call the box, the raw box. So if I've got an opening, let's say it's an 18-inch base cabinet, it's the middle of a run. Right. So what I do is I have my guys, I have them leave the space out for that cabinet. We're waiting on it to show up. We know that there's nothing there that we have to contend with. When the cabinet comes, we pull the drawer, we pull the door, and then we slide it right in where it's got to go. And then we attach it the way it needs to go. We get inside, we attach it to the wall, we shim it, we get a nice level and square, and we're good to go.
Are there always problems in the kitchen? There's always,
absolutely.
It doesn't go perfect every time.
If anybody in this business tells you that the job went smooth from point A all the way to the end, they're telling you a lie.
Right.
We can't see behind walls. I don't have X-ray vision. I'm not Superman.
You don't have X-ray vision?
No. If you tell me how to get it, I'd be more than happy to buy it.
I mean, I have it, but it just, you know how that goes. It's
I get
very
in trouble
difficult
with X-ray vision.
Right. You got to, it's, with
don't take me to the beach.
With great powers comes great responsibility.
Correct. Absolutely.
Don't take me to the beach. We're in Michigan.
Yeah, anyways, but I go to Florida.
I know you do. So what do you think about competitors? Homeowners have been propagandized to get 3 bids, right? And it's okay. I don't have a problem getting other bids because sometimes you want to know where you're at. Look at the situation here is when people buy a kitchen from Metro Home Improvements or they buy a kitchen from a kitchen supplier, there's a difference. You're a carpenter, you're a contractor, you're a professional renovator. A kitchen place is a wholesale distributor who then also offers installation, who offers other. So not that you're better or worse, but it is my opinion that I'd rather hire a contractor that is the front of everything. What are your thoughts?
Okay. So this is a great question, a fantastic question. And everybody that's listening, write this down. The difference between us, a general contractor, and an installer, right, versus one of those places, ask them this question. Are your installers on staff, or do you guys sub them out, hire them out?
Right.
Is your electrician a staff electrician that does work for you normally, or do you sub it out? How about your plumber? How about your tile man? How about your flooring man? How about your painter?
So wait, are you saying that like the electrician, the flooring man, the plumber are all your employees, or you use them enough where you kept?
No, they work for us exclusively on our projects, and they work on their own. What I don't do is hire those guys, and they're going to work for XYZ kitchen company and then come do my work, right? If they're going to do my work, that's great. And then they're going to do their own because they are masters.
Yeah.
They can do their own. I don't have a problem with that.
So a homeowner can call them directly. But if they work for Brian Lee, Metro Home Improvement, doing the plumbing in Mrs. Jones's kitchen.
Correct.
can that plumber do work for ABC Kitchens?
Not if he's my competitor. I don't want. I don't use him.
Okay.
The reason why
Yeah.
is because it gets convoluted, right? That guy goes there. The customer is asking him a bunch of questions about this. He comes to our job. They're asking a bunch of questions about our job. And the way that we do things is much differently than those other guys. So I prefer the guys that we have work directly for us. They know how we work. They know what we expect. They know how we want it done. And they know that we're going to stand behind it and warrant it.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. What makes you different or better than the average kitchen contractor?
I don't feel that I'm better than anybody. I feel that I have a process and I have a way of doing things that stand out, and it makes us more efficient and makes us more preferred than some other people.
Okay. I think your experience makes a difference as well. So what I look for, and this is one of the traits that you possess, and this is for everyone out there listening, if you're thinking of hiring somebody, make sure that you find one of these qualities. And the quality that stands out to me with Metro Home Improvement is the fact that they're solution-minded. Brian and I have been working on for over a year a garage project for a friend of mine, where they're tearing down an old garage and building a new 3-car garage for two-car garage.
We tore down 2 garages.
You tore down 2, but you're making it a 3?
Yeah, we're making one big 3-car garage.
And it's more for storage than it is for automotive or anything like that.
Yeah, so basically what it is the bottom 3 bays are going to be to pull in the vehicles and keep them out of the weather. And then there's a set of stairs that go upstairs. And then the upstairs is going to be all the storage, and it's going to be all of the equipment that is required to run the business.
Okay, and that makes sense. However, this job, and this is why I'm using this example, relates directly to what I'm talking about, so being solution-minded.
Correct.
Okay. And the homeowner doesn't know any better because they think, the delays are, when we have nice weather on Monday, let's just assume, but you had freezing weather a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks previous. Homeowner on Monday morning says, "Oh, it's nice out today. Let's get everyone started. Why are we not here today?" That kind of thing. So how do you communicate that? How does the homeowner feel better and how do you reduce the anxiety so that there's flow?
So first and foremost, as a homeowner, I'm a homeowner, you're a homeowner. Everybody has to understand, right? Rome wasn't built in a day.
Correct.
We fought a municipality for 13 and a half months to be able to even get a permit to build this.
Right.
All right. Not many contractors would be able to do what we did to be able to get the permit. I mean,
no,
I got kicked out of the city zoning meeting because of it.
I was there.
Yep. So let's just go with that. We then obtained the permit. Upon obtaining the permit, I had to tear down the existing garages and get them hauled away. Okay. Now we get a snowstorm because we just secured the permit.
Right.
And we get a snowstorm. Not only do we get a snowstorm, we get plunging, weather where we're below 0 freezing. I can't have guys working out there getting hypothermia, getting frostbite to do anything. Okay. Then we get 4 days of good weather and I'm able to dig the footings and pour the concrete. But in the midst of that, what do I end up finding? I find house footings
underneath
where the garage is going.
Right.
Now
I have X-ray vision, like we said.
Right.
So now there's footings. That's
now I got to tear those out. That's a delay. That was another day and a half just to get those out of the ground and then to prep it. By the grace of God, our team got it all put back together and ready for pour. We got it inspected immediately. The inspector out there has been phenomenal with me, by the way, the building inspector. I can't say enough good things about him. Came out immediately. We got that thing shot and poured. And after I got it poured, we put warming blankets over it. I went and looked at the concrete. We are perfect. And then, bam, we get hit with a snowstorm.
Right.
I can't build on it.
No, of course. And you don't want carpenters working outdoors. What is the temperature that is safe or for carpenters to work in cold weather?
My guys will work 25, 28 degrees, somewhere in there.
So you want them close to below or above freezing,
right?
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is if there's any water on the deck, any water around there, it turns into ice, and then they risk getting injured. Like that just happened to me, where I ended up in the hospital in the last week when I slipped and fell and tore my hamstring and my groin all in one.
Ouch.
I did the Michael Jackson Thriller video in 1985.
Hey,
and
whatever.
it wasn't. It was, oh my gosh.
Yeah, believe it or not,
Yeah.
I believe that. So, okay. So you took care of that. Now you found footings.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about change orders. At that moment, I always tell homeowners, do not pay for a change order after the fact. So do you call the homeowner?
No.
Do you say, hey,
we
Mrs.
didn't
Jones?
have time.
Right. You were there. You had to make a decision.
We had to make a decision. I had to get it poured. So we'll speak about it because I have a detailed bill. We haven't had that discussion yet, but it's not going to be hugely detrimental to the project as you would think, because my guys were there and they were already doing
you
it.
had to make the decision at the point. So let me ask you this then.
Otherwise, I'd lose the footing.
Let's give homeowners right now advice. When you're in the middle of a project and the guys are there and they're working,
mm-hmm.
and they come across something that's chargeable or an extra.
Uh-huh.
At that point, is it safe to say that if it's a Metro home improvement job, that you've had a conversation with the homeowner previous to this, not knowing what this extra is going to be, but you've talked about what does it look like for a change order? What does it look like in the whole process? Mrs. Jones, we may find hidden defects. I'm not going to stop the job to call you and say, wait, make a decision. We're going to get things going. If they trust you, or they have to trust you to say it's not going to be a huge amount of change order, because you can't go and do 20,000 extra worth of work and say, oh, exactly. You owe me money.
If it's a manageable amount, I've got to keep rolling so we don't lose the project. And we've already had those discussions previous to starting, and I let them know, hey, if I find something that's going to be detrimental and it's going to be really hard and it's going to cost a lot, I'm going to stop and we're going to go from there. Barring we don't dig up Jimmy Hoffa, we're rolling. Right?
Okay.
Because if I lose the footing, that footing goes from X amount of dollars to 3 times as much, because we require more stone, concrete, wire, and rebar.
So let me ask you a question. Is it outside of my scope as a homeowner to say to you, hey, Mr. Lee, I understand there's going to be extras. I heard the podcast. I heard you talking with Adam Helfman. However, I'd like for you to notify me anytime we have a change that's X amount or more, over $1,000 or over $5,000.
No problem.
Will you at least honor that?
Absolutely. And I'll also let them know that if I have to stop and that we have to discuss it for 3 days, I'm going to extend out the finish date as well, because you took 3 days to make a decision.
And and every change affects the concrete as well.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk about if there's a problem, how do you solve it? What's the best way for a homeowner to prepare for the work and items like that? So we'll be back. My name's Adam Helfman. This is Hire It Done on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks.
To be able to store things, such as cookbooks or large pots that you're not using on a regular continual basement. One of the great unique features that we did as well is, if you take a look here, there was a basement column or a stanchion post here, and we were able to build around it, incorporate it in our island, and then we put electrical right inside this. No electrical on the outside of the cabinets. You don't have to worry about appliances falling off. They're going to sit right on the countertop, plug right in here, and it's just a great way to do that and accomplish it. Basements are all different. You configure them all differently for folks' taste and what they really need. This section of the basement was off to the side, and the owner's like, you know what? I'd like to have an office in my basement because I do a lot of work from home. So what did we do? We took our cabinetry, we brought it off the ground in case there was ever a flood or anything happened, so the cabinetry won't get damaged. And then we created custom bookshelves for them to be able to put books and their items in here. That's also off the ground. And then they'll be able to put their desk here, or the desk right out front, chair behind, and you got this nice, beautiful office that's out of the way. And you could still be part of the conversation downstairs and do your work as well. And then next to it, where's that utility room normally? Well, the utility room is usually on the outside wall, and it's an eyesore. But what do? We go ahead and we finish it off just like the floors. We put the floor in, we put the base molding in, and there's the utility room. That's the electrical panel, and it just blends and fits so nice with everything else. So you'd never know it. You just think it's a closet, but it's actually a utility closet that nobody would even know is here. So once again, like I said, this is just perfect. The fit, the form, and the functionality of this basement, it flows beautifully. Hey everybody, you walk inside this beautiful bathroom, and what's the first thing you notice? How about a beveled tile backsplash? That's really unique to a basement. It's really unique to a home because most people don't do those, right? And I want you to pay attention to how we do our Schluter edge, right? Which is the metal edge that caps us off. Notice, most contractors cut it and it's got a sharp edge. What we do is we bend ours and we form it right to the edge of the countertop. It drops down. We're able to use 3 tiles with the minimal amount of cuts, and it just really heightens and brings this countertop out. We've changed from an antique bronze in here to a gold. We've got matching gold fixtures to a matching sink right here. We've got the handles on the drawers. Once again, we have the soft closed doors and drawers like everywhere else. And then you'll notice the veining on the countertop here, the quartz. That quartz also has a gold tone to it, picks up with the handles, picks up with the floor tile, okay? We move to the shower, handles, gold in here as well. We've got a Euro door, a very thick piece of glass, European door, no frame. And what does that mean? That means it's not gonna get covered in soap scum, and it's not gonna be all dirty, and it's a very clean look. I walk in here, we do a nice threshold. Our thresholds are marble, and then we match them to a shampoo holder. And then we go one further, and we match them inside the niche. And the niche will hold all the shampoo bottles. Everything flows beautifully. We've got a nice rain head. And again, we have a handheld sprayer. And why do I say use a handheld sprayer or put them in? It's because when you're all done showering, you could take that handheld sprayer, spray the walls, spray the glass, and you could clean all this, and you can avoid having soap scum in that shower. Beautiful shower, came out fantastic. This is one with the round petty tile on the bottom. Very, very good for when you're in the shower with your feet. It's very comfortable. And it's just a nice look with all the different colors that pick up and accentuate with the floor.
Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name is Adam Helfand, having a great conversation with Brian Lee of Metro Home Improvement. So, Brian, we were talking about questions to ask contractor. We're talking about prepping for the job, the budget, and things like that. But let's talk about something that's not so sexy and not so fun to talk about, but is a necessary evil: dispute resolution. Okay, there's going to be times when the guys are going to show up. I'm not happy with the work. There's going to be times where I watched something on YouTube and then it was different than what you did. You may be right or may be wrong. I don't know. What do you recommend homeowners do or say if they're unhappy or they're questioning the work or there's something that just doesn't sit right with them? Like they have a know-it-all best friend comes over to the job and starts pointing shit out and stuff out. And and what happens when you have a problem like that? How do you address it for the homeowner?
So if the homeowner has an issue, I tell them to write everything down, okay? Put it down on a piece of paper. Here's the issue. This is why you have disputes. The homeowner's living in the job the whole entire time you're working on it. They live there. So today you cut 3 moldings and you leave 2 off. You guys didn't finish the moldings. You didn't finish the truck. I know, we ran out of time. We're coming back tomorrow. Hey, this is crooked. I know, it's not fastened correctly. This cabinet, I know the cabinet door needs to be adjusted. We go through it at the end of the job. We adjust every single cabinet door when we put the handles on. These are items that they look at because they're living in the space while the work is going on, and they keep bringing it up. And what they need to do is they need to sit back, wait till everything's done, and then we do a final walkthrough punch list.
Okay, let's stop you right there. I'm the homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
I work my butt every day, 8, 10 hours.
And I completely respect that.
I come home, rough day. There's dust on my favorite chair. The dog ran through the drywall mud, but it's a construction site. You prep me properly, and you said dust and water always win. You're always going to clean it up on a regular basis. However, it's not the clean that everyone wants. We get it. Now, I'm staring at a couple 2x4s in the framing, and they're a little bit crooked. There's a knot. There's some dirt. And, all right, I'm sure it'll be cleaned up. And then the next day, a friend comes over and says, oh, look, when they drywall, make sure they don't drill this and do that. And why are they using PEX and not copper? And they say things. How would you want me as a homeowner to communicate to you that I have a concern, I have a little bit of a bubbling over anxiety, something it's the unknown. Nothing's wrong, but it's the unknown. What's the best way to approach you or say to you? What are your thoughts on that?
Adam, is it really the job that's bothering you, or is it the point that you said you've had a couple of bad days at work? Because you might be confusing two of them, because you were upset and frustrated at work. You came home and you took it out on us because you couldn't really do that at work. And I understand that. And I get it. If it's a legitimate concern of yours, let's address it right now. And let me give you the explanation if I need to, or make necessary changes and adjustments to make you happy.
Okay. So let me respond as the homeowner. Yeah. You know what, Brian? You've interrupted my life. And I'm well aware. I come home and I see these 2x4s with twists on them, and I see I see this not done, and I'm concerned.
Okay, so I'm concerned too, because number one, we don't install 2x4s that have twists, and if they do twists, we replace them beforehand. So if a contractor leaves twisted 2x4s up, shame on him. That's number one. Number two, I don't leave drywall, mud, joint compound anywhere laying gobbed on the floor, on the walls, or we scrape it and clean it.
Right.
Number three, invest in a zipper wall. If you're a contractor, go buy zipper wall. Go buy it.
What's a zipper wall?
It's a big, giant piece of plastic that has these extension poles, and right in the middle, you could cut a zipper, and you open the zipper, and you can walk through to the area that's not being.
You're encapsulating, or you're
correct.
You're correct. Okay,
correct.
So that's way the dust doesn't flow through the
Number
house.
4.
So you do take. Okay, good.
Yeah, quit being cheap. Go buy a vacuum. I spend hundreds of dollars on vacuums, and I buy good ones. I don't buy the $99 Ryobi. And nothing against Ryobi, but I buy the expensive ones. I buy the shop vacs. And then what do? We shop vac the area. We clean it up.
It's a daily cleanup, but it's not the way I would want, obviously.
Okay, but I can't hermetically clean the space every single day and come back.
No, of course not. I get it. Okay, so I see what you're saying. So again, communication. If you prep the homeowner before everything starts to say, listen, your life is going to be turned upside down. It's going to be dust. It's going to be headaches. There's going to be debris. We're going to do our best every day. However, you're going to get sick of us after 3 weeks.
I explain this to people. This is the exact way I explain it. I can spew it out to you. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, this is like a relationship and then festers into a marriage, okay? Everything's really hot right now. We love each other. This is the courting part. You love me. I love you. It's awesome, right?
Correct.
Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start tearing stuff apart.
Okay.
And it's going to be awesome for the first month, because you see progress and you see things going on and you're like, this is fantastic. Then it's gonna drag. I gotta have inspections. I gotta wait for this. What's going on with this? What's going on with that? That's where you start questioning things, because it's not going as fast as you thought it was.
Correct.
Then we stop. You know what? We get ourselves back on track. We go take a weekend adventure with each other and we fall back in love. We come back, right? And I say to people all the time, at the beginning, you're gonna love me. In the middle, you're going to hate me and want a divorce. And at the end, you're going to say it was the greatest marriage I ever had, right? But you have to follow through on those items. You can't let them just go.
So would it be safe to say communication is really the most important aspect here?
It is.
What about on a job that's like a 3-month, 4-month job, like a big time kitchen?
How about an addition that's 8 months?
Yeah. So what do you recommend on an 8-month job? An addition that, let's say, is a kitchen addition. How often should we communicate? Do we have walkthroughs on the job with you and me on a regular basis? What does that mean?
We're professional. I have project managers. My project manager's on a job every day.
Okay. But what if I come home from work and say, look, all week you've had workers here sparsely, but there's progress. I need to know what's going on. Is it a weekly, bi-weekly walkthrough? Is it
we do it every week.
Okay.
We do it. I'll do it every couple of days if that's what they need. However, it's a giant waste of time because we've had workers here, but we haven't got a ton done. Yeah, I know, because we had to do this, and this to get us up to the point where I can inspect that, and inspect that.
But I like to know what's going on. That's my whole point.
But we do it every day. We do that every day. We give them a rundown every day. Okay, we're going to be back tomorrow. Here's what we did today. We're going to be back tomorrow and do this, right? So we communicate with our homeowners on a daily basis.
Well, that's the key, though.
That's why I have I think at the last count I had 24,000 text messages.
That's it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How many of them? No, I'm kidding.
And they're erased. I mean, my phone won't hold it anymore. I have the biggest storage plan that you can purchase with
iCloud.
With iCloud. I'm paying $100 a month.
Well, that's the backup. You can buy those things now. Well, that's another nerdy thing I can talk to you about later.
Yeah, I just learned how to use a computer about a week ago.
That's the best thing about contractors. They're old school. The yellow pad and paper is still the best tool in your toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree?
Drafting scale.
Oh, well, you're good at that. One of the things that I like about Brian, and I've worked with him on a lot of projects for everyone out there, is that he'll sit in a house, he'll pull out graph paper, and he'll draw a layout right away, right while you're there. And you're like, oh, this is really cool. I didn't realize I could do it like this or like that.
And let me say to that, if you're going to the Macomb Home Show today, I've been to those shows with Brian, and I've seen him sit with somebody that just came up to talk to him, pull out that paper and do a drawing just to help that person out to see and visualize better.
And let's talk about the home show again. Today, the Macomb Home Show is 10 a.m. to about 5 o'clock.
10 to 6, I think, is what they've got scheduled. I
Hall
could
Road.
be wrong. Yeah.
It's at the
It's at the Lorenzo Center.
Lorenzo Center. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. And you'll be there. I'm going to be showing up around 10 o'clock, folks. Bring blueprints, bring pictures of your house if you want to get anything done. Brian, if they bring a picture, you'll be able to look at it and help out.
1,000%. Yep. And if they show up, if a customer is going to the home show specifically today and they're looking for something and they end up signing up with us and they ultimately purchase, if they say that they heard it on Hire It Done, for all the Hire It Done listeners, we're going to offer them a 20% discount on the project.
Really?
So, yeah.
So tell them you heard it at Hire It Done today.
Yeah.
And
the reason why we can do such is because we've made some deals with our suppliers.
So kitchen, if I could do a bathroom remodel right now, I'll be able to save some money on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 20%.
That's a lot of money. A $30,000 bathroom, you save $6,000.
Yeah.
That's a weekend, or that's a Florida vacation.
That's a Florida vacation for somebody. I mean, for me, it's more than that because I get down there and I start doing home improvement projects on my house.
Exactly. I figured as much. So what's your outlook for 2026? What are you thinking?
We are going to jam it out. I've got the new facility. I was there yesterday. Everything's
you're upgrading, and you're moving to a new location.
Oh, yeah.
Tell everyone what you're doing. You're investing. Here's the thing. I'm going to say it. For everyone out there, a sign of another great sign, which is very rare of a fantastic contractor, and Brian Lee in Metro Home Improvement is, and I say that wholeheartedly with a lot of confidence, is that one of the notable aspects of him is when they make money, they reinvest it into their company. And when you reinvest into your own company, that means you're doing that to do a better job. At the end of the day, it's for the homeowner. So I want to give you kudos and mad respect for investing in your own business.
That means a lot coming from you.
A lot of contractors, look what you did last year or the last couple of years. You've invested in your business. You've partnered with Hire It Done. You've done things to grow the business. You started a podcast. How many contractors, forget about me, but how many contractors do a podcast?
I don't know, Adam. You know what? They say the greatest form of flattery is when somebody tries to duplicate somebody, right? So I just looked at what you're doing and the wheels were spinning. And I'm like, you know what? If I did my own home improvement podcast and I sent videos or shot videos and sent them out there, I could show people before you spend a nickel, before the first nail's driven, you can see what a job's going to look like.
I like that. And by the way, and that's what homeowners need. You know, with AI and the fast changes going on in every industry, even the home improvement industry, which is usually the last to adopt things,
we're not. we're moving forward with all that.
Right,
At
and
the
higher
new
redundance,
facility,
too.
we're moving forward with it.
Well, you're going to have that, and that's what's great about it. And as we wrap up here, just tell everyone, you're going to be able to come to your office, and you have a projector on the wall where people are going to be able to look at their project and make adjustments and tweaks right there live.
Yep, right. We're live on the wall, and then what we do is we transfer it right to the plotter. The plotter will print it off, and I have a blueprint change.
And ready to go.
Ready to go. We'll have a 100-inch TV on the wall. I could take a picture of their house, blow it up, shoot it on the wall, and they can actually see their house and the blueprint simultaneously.
Right.
And we can make changes.
How soon is that going to be available? As soon as you open?
As soon as we open, yeah.
You'll be open, what, another 30, 60 days?
I think we're going to be ready to move in April 1st.
April 1st. Okay, well, good. And so for the home show today, if anyone's thinking of getting renovations work done or whatever, go to the home show. It's at the Lorenzo Center in Macomb.
Yep.
They open at 10, and they'll be there today and tomorrow. I'll be there at 10 o'clock this morning as well, folks. And I want to say thank you to Brian Lee for coming in again, as usual.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate you.
Visit hireitdone.com if you want a great contractor like Brian Lee. My name's Adam Helfand. Again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I'll be at this home show today. If you have a question, visit hireitdone.com. Click on Ask Adam. I'm always here to help you as a homeowner. And I want to let you know, don't do it yourself. Hire It Done. This is the best radio show on the air today. I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you next week.